Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Friday session of the AI WeCare team uh, Nowsite users group. We meet here every Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time, headquartered in Houston, Texas, but broadcasting to the world every week. This meeting is being recorded. If you're out there and watching the recording, thank you for joining us, and we hope you learn from what we're going to go over today. As we know, things in Nowsite are always fast moving. There's always improvements being made to the platform, changes going on. They always keep us guessing. So the purpose of this session here is we know everybody's busy. And so this is a good time to either learn in person, like the folks here on the call right now, or watch the video later and get caught up on how those changes may affect what you're doing every day. So a couple of things we want to go over this morning is they've made a lot of improvements over the last 2 weeks on Sales Pro and how you can communicate, how you can do some different things. But there's absolutely a process that you need to follow using Sales Pro on a daily basis. You need to interact with your Sales Pro on a daily basis, and you need to be checking your LinkedIn account every day for messages from prospective clients that have been answering your messages that your Sales Pro has been sending out and doing that stuff. So I thought this morning what I would do is do a review of that process to show you how to use it successfully. Now, one of the things that Mary and I stress a lot is consistency. And it takes a lot of to make this, to be honest with you, to make Nowsite really work for you, it takes some effort and work. You've got to dedicate some time to it. And so when we talk to people, when we actually sign you up, we actually talk to you about one thing is when you decide to subscribe to Nowsite, do you want to learn how to do this yourself? And if you do, we can provide support to help you learn how to do this and operate the system, just like this meeting today. That's what this is for. Or what we do with a lot of our clients, if you can afford it, what we suggest you do is bringing a digital marketing coordinator into your business. And a lot of my successful clients, they use Nowsite, have at least a part-time digital marketing coordinator on staff that applies at least 20 hours a week to this. I was on a call yesterday with Stacy, and I got to applaud Stacy. I mean, Stacy is one of the fastest learners and users I've ever seen. She's really, really good. I mean, she was blowing me away with how much work she got done and stuff. But she told me how much time she spent on it. But she has a VA that was also on our calls and is being trained right now. So that's going to free up Stacy once the VA gets trained up correctly to do her job, which is close business. And the VA will bring the business to her to do that. So if you can't afford it, and one of the things that we will be doing, I'll just share with you, is that you can use the Sales Pro, but the Sales Pro is limited. All the Sales Pro really does for you is basically does the grunt work to get those leads for you and communicates with them. You still have to close the business. They don't close it for you. So that's why you have to be very attentive and engaged with your Sales Pro. In the future, I see this coming, but like one of the things that we'll be able to offer in October is our VA group, which will be coming online, which will be able to give you a full-time VA like Stacy has, or like Leanne Lyons has, and a couple of other people who use VAs for a very inexpensive amount of money in doing that. So, it would be probably a lot less to hire one of these VAs than even to hire somebody part-time in your business. And as long as you can learn how to manage them and have good communication, the way Stacy and Leanne and a couple other people do with their VAs, and communicate with them and give them direction. It's the same thing with your VA and Sales Pro. They're only going to do what you tell them to do. So you have to be attentive. You have to make sure that the right message is going out. If the message isn't working, get in there, change it, Send them that message you want changed. They'll go back in, they'll customize that message and put it in your My Messages. Look at your search criteria. If the search criteria is not getting the exact prospect that you need, mess around with it. I mean, sometimes it takes me 7 or 8 times playing with it till I finally, strike that vein of gold that I'm looking for. And then I just go ahead and work that area that I'm working till it, plays out in doing those things. So, 3 ways when you work with the system is, one, you have to be consistent. And by consistent, I mean you have to be engaged in the platform at least 3 days a week. 3 days a week, a minimum. More likely 5. And sometimes I'm on it 7 days a week, posting social media posts, doing other things. But, the VAs that we'll be offering here in October will offer you a low cost alternative to basically have a virtual assistant like Stacy and Leanne and some other folks have, where you can actually have somebody do it for you. And of course, there's always the other alternative. If you want the real pros, you can hire Mary and I. And we can get you set up and doing things, because as many of you know, working with us, what you may struggle with to do in an hour, we can usually do for you in about 5 to 10 minutes and do that and get it set up for you and running. So with that, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go ahead and see Mary's joined us back with us again. Mary, there you go. Before I go and do this this demo here, do you have anything else you wanted to share this morning about any announcements or anything, other than they won't be offering Sales Pro or anything till when again?
The first of the month.
First of the month, and they'll probably, the ones that exist right now will probably be done today. You think?
The 197 that they have left will go either today or tomorrow at the longest.
Yep.
Because they're also having a Germany event tomorrow.
Yes. So so that's so that's that. But we'll be able to start offering things again, start in October, start signing up people. Okay, so let me go ahead and go to the demo on here. Share my screen. Okay, let's go back up here. Okay, so one of the things we noticed, if you have Sales Pro now, you have this little icon up here for Sales Pro. This is probably the best thing they've ever done, because this lets you chat directly with your VA right here. And they actually tell you what they've been doing right here. And my client here, Ted Masters, his VA's name is Irish. Kind of interesting. And one of the things I'm going to be working with Ted later this afternoon is how to communicate with her and make sure everything is right. Now, she only is going to do what she sees. So when you go here into Sales Flow, looks like she's already donated because he just signed up on last Friday, 39 here. So he's looking in the state of Virginia in the United States. He's looking for people who work for the Department of Defense, Agriculture, Federal Aviation Agency, and Veterans of Foreign Wars. And he's doing that for skills and interests. And he will be going right now to his digital business card list, which is the only website he has. He will be building out a new website this week to start moving them too. But right now he's just accumulating folks and doing things. We haven't gone to the LinkedIn aspect yet. So when you launch and get a prospect, so let's just go ahead and get a prospect.
And it won't work with Roy and Jordan. We're about this house going up.
Please, if you could, please mute. Please mute. Okay, gotcha. There we go. Okay, so we've got a new person here, and we can see that she meets the criteria. So we're going to go in here and take a look at it. So she's the Associate Vice President of the Columbia Southern Education Group, which must have something to do with government programs, as I can see here, management consulting. So she must be retired from one of those agencies since she's 65 plus. So it's somebody that he wants to talk to. So we would go to sales flow. Next thing you would do is always go to the default of LinkedIn if they have a LinkedIn address. Okay. Now, you're going to go to the message library and you can pick one of the pre-done messages, or you can customize one here. And you can see that Irish has already set up one here to get contact and get set up with. Now, one of the things that we'll talk to Irish today about is that she does not have an attachment on this. And everything that goes out in LinkedIn, you want an attachment. Because the attachment, when it's clicked on it, you will get a notification. Now, we're going to talk about notifications in a minute as well, because you have to physically turn those on. So you're also going to want to put your last name on here and everything else. So when I work with Ted this afternoon, we'll be augmenting this message to make it more useful to get a better return when we send it out. So when we do that, we'll go ahead and do that by doing that. And here and saying, these are the changes we'll send right here. We'll say, Irish, thank you for what you've done so far. We'd like to make some changes on the message that's going out. And we've gone ahead and done that in there for you and made the changes. So you'll see that we did that for you in doing that stuff. Now, once we start sending these out on LinkedIn, one of the things that Ted's going to have open is his LinkedIn account. Now, the other thing he's going to need is he's going to need to turn notifications on in his LinkedIn account, which is very easy to do, because you want to know when you get a message in LinkedIn, you want LinkedIn to send you an email telling you you got a notification that somebody's trying to link in with you or message you on there. And when you do get one, it says you have a message on LinkedIn. So you can go to your LinkedIn and check, and then you can respond to them. And you respond to the person not in Nowsite, but you respond to them in LinkedIn using the messaging tool in LinkedIn and doing that. Now, we talked about notifications. So down here in the square box down here in the lower left-hand corner that's teal, that has RM in it, some of us have our pretty picture in there. And whatever, you just need to click on that. And then what you need to do is go to notification settings over here. And you need to make sure that you've got these clicked, because a lot of you may say, well, I'm not getting anything from Nowsite. Well, it may be because you haven't turned on your notifications. So you need to, when you get a lead, when somebody actually lands on one of your websites and fills out a customer form, that's when you get a hot lead. So you want to go ahead and click on now what, email, and if you're using the app, you want to go ahead and click the mobile one as well. When you get a Sales Pro alert, updates about your Sales Pro's activities, when they put stuff in there in the chat and you're not paying attention, you will get an alert that says your Sales Pro, your VA, has left a message for you. Follow-up reminders, when you use the follow-up calendar and say you want to follow up with that client in 3 days, it will send you a reminder to your email to follow up with the prospect. However, it will only do that when these notifications are checked. Same thing about refer and earn. If you want to know updates about special presentations or things, special bonus programs that are going on, if you're an affiliate, you're going to want to click these boxes as well. Okay, and then also you want to get system alerts, get notified about your online ad and contact import status, and that's for your imports. So when somebody clicks on an online ad and they go to your website and they fill out something, you'll get a notification on that. So you're going to want to make sure that all these notifications, if you want to get bombarded with information, if not, and you only want to get hot leads via email, you can unclick this one and unclick that one, and that way you'll only get them in email. In this case, Ted wants to get them all. So we're going to do that. So then you're going to go ahead and save there. So again, this is something you have to manage. The best thing they've got so far is this tool where you can directly chat now with your sales pro. Now, if you want them to communicate with you via email too, go ahead and tell them right here in the chat room, give them the email address you want them to use, and they will follow up. They're pretty good about that and do that. And Mary, do you want to share that if you're using this right, the report that you'll get on Fridays or Saturdays? But I'm going to stop sharing and let you share that.
They have made an announcement about not doing those anymore because there's supposed to be a new screen right there. I shared with everybody last week that was on the call. Let me see if I can. Give me just a second. Let me work behind the scenes.
Well, while you're doing that, does anyone have any questions about what I just went over? Yes, Johnny, go ahead.
So when the VA puts a note in that little box as you went through the megaphone, or not the
headsets, yes.
Yeah. So I should have getting a notification. I've not gotten any notifications.
So you probably haven't got your notifications turned on.
Well, I have to double look because I had them all on before. So
okay, now to share with you, I was on a meeting this morning where they had Justin brought on the lead programmer, Pierre, who manages all that programming for notifications. And they've had some glitches because we did a couple of polls with people on that call, me being one of them, that I'm getting some of them, but not all of them. So that has been, he brought, Justin asked us these questions on there because, and a little survey, because he wants his programmers to hear from us, not from him, that we're having these issues. So that's a topic, but just to double check, make sure that you have all your notifications checked, Johnny. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Bob?
Yeah, Steve, on the 3 boxes you check on how do you want to receive notification, has any kind of analysis been done on, is there one specific methodology to be used? You get your best return, like email only, or?
Actually, when you send out stuff, the best returns have been on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And that's because you're staying in a closed space. And when they respond to you, because they get a LinkedIn message, they're going to respond back to you using LinkedIn Messenger.
Okay.
And, and the problem with email is email will work. It works for me sometimes. Like, for example, if somebody doesn't have a LinkedIn account, I use email. Okay. But, it's hit and miss. It depends on what kind of server, what kind of security they have. Does it recognize you as spam or not? And in some cases, I've gotten lucky on doing that. Facebook Messenger, Mary, with Facebook Messenger, you get kind of lost, don't you?
Yes.
On that. So I would say, if at all purposes, I would do it this way: LinkedIn first, email second, Messenger, Facebook Messenger third, as a communications source. And
all right.
Okay, Mary, you ready?
No, I'm still having a problem finding it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Lisa, you have a question? Okay.
I do. I was trying to find my hand. So when your sales pro does your initial contact, they don't actually do it the same way we do. Like, I have unlimited leads. So when I generate them, it shows up and it clicks up. I noticed on Ted's, it said 39 people he's already reached out to. I've noticed with my sales pro, when they're doing it on LinkedIn, they're doing it through LinkedIn, and I'm not seeing that number go up.
Because they're supposed to be downloading that prospect and then using that one on LinkedIn. So I would go on the chat and ask them, please use the prospecting tool, pull them from there, and follow up there so I can use my totals and what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah, because I just looked at mine and I've been on there for quite a while. Now it's starting to, actually now it's 125 today.
Okay, so there you go.
So something must have changed. Yeah, last month it never went up. They didn't do it through that, and I know I did get a new sales pro, so I think that there was maybe some training issues.
Oh, and that's the other thing. That's a good point, Lisa. If you're not happy with your sales pro, send support a message. Tell them this ain't working out, and they will replace them for you. in doing that. Johnny, another question?
Just like Lisa was saying there, and I just double checked. There was 6 boxes, 3, 6, 2 levels that were unchecked again. So
Yeah. So did you go back in and check them again?
yes, I did, and
Okay.
and I just exited out. There was no place to click on save or anything like that.
No, that's all you do. You should be good.
Yeah, and my VA is only putting things through sales flow, nothing in LinkedIn through sales flow.
Well,
I
tell them.
don't understand why.
Well, they tell them you want them to be using the LinkedIn link.
Did you give them your LinkedIn username and password?
Oh yeah, at the very beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
So apparently they're getting conflicting information, or they're doing what they want to do. I don't know which.
Well, that's why, again, you need to be looking at what they're doing.
And also take a screenshot of whatever day your billing date is. It says in the right-hand corner. Take a screenshot on the 1st, take a screenshot the day before your account goes to renew.
Make sure that you got your 500.
Oh.
And it's 500 character buildings. So they're also posting. I've
Yeah.
got my report. Can I share, Steve?
Yes. Here, hold on. Go for it.
Okay. So I've of course blown this up so that y'all can see it. It's going to say my weekly report. This was September 2nd. How many total leads they generated was 390. Their weekly activity, and I hope my screen's large enough everybody can see.
Yep, we can see it. Yep.
All right. So activities was 75, 50 LinkedIn connections, 50 through the sales flow. Okay. Activities of all time starting on August 3rd. So this is a calendar month. 195 LinkedIn requests, sales flow prospects. I didn't get my 500. Okay. My total net work is 4382. My LinkedIn connections is 842. And with the sales flow prospects and contacts, those are the 2 numbers added together. Okay. So they're liking comments on other links that are coming up in your newsfeed. They're posting on those that you're liking it. Okay, so it's generating some traction. They can't just start day 1 if you don't have any recent history in LinkedIn. We were doing the 3-click marketing and we'd post it to our blog, we'd post it to social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter back in the day when we were 3-click marketing. And that was our strive and that was our motto. But a lot of people have stopped 3-click marketing. So what they're having to do is warm up your account because you haven't been posting in there on a daily basis. You haven't been posting that you like others in LinkedIn. So therefore they're saying, so you don't get put in LinkedIn jail, we need to warm the temperature up on your connections. Okay. We also have the capability to import our Yahoo email in. We're about probably a week, and I missed most of the announcements this morning. We're a week away probably from linking Facebook into there. So you can have more connections and then you can run those analysis. Okay. If the VA had any comments, they would send you a message here. But since they have transferred over to the little microphone, they were not going to send out this style report anymore. Okay. So the way I found it was in email via my personal assistant, and this is my sales flow weekly report. Okay. So look for something that says, whoever your VA is, personal assistant is how it's going to come into your inbox. Okay. And it will be their first name at now.site.
So you might want to take a look in your spam. just as a double check, and then say it's not spam and move it over so it starts recognizing it. Yes,
Johnny?
buddy.
I'm gonna have to be more direct then with the VA because she is not updating me like she's supposed to. When
Well,
she starts, when she stops, blah blah blah.
You need to, they're your employee.
Right? Exactly.
You need to, I mean, if you hire somebody and put them in a job, you just don't have them show up and, twiddle their thumbs on what they're going to do. You got to give them direction, So, craft, tell it what your expectations are. So this is what I expect from you. And you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what I'm expecting from you every week. Is that a problem? Should you be able to do it? As long as you stay within the confines of what Nowsite is saying that they're going to deliver, that shouldn't be an issue.
Well, it's starting more to be an issue for
And
me because
and again, if your Nowsite VA is not delivering for you, I'm telling you, man, fire them and get you a new one. Tell support you don't like them. I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, you got good docs and you got bad docs. You want to make sure you have the good doc cutting on you when you need the right one.
It's on when Cheryl does the 12 o'clock, not to hold you guys up, but when Cheryl does the 12 o'clock Eastern time sales flow thing, she's saying you got to send a thing through support to tell them what to do, and they'll give you another form to fill out. I mean, I'm getting conflicting information.
No, if you've got a sales pro who looks like they're doing a good job for you, the missing link may be just they're not clear on exactly what you want done.
Oh, well, and I'm going to spell it out very clearly.
Now, if after you take that step and it still isn't happening, then I would go to support.
Okay, thank you.
I would put it here in your message chat. That does get read by corporate, but it is also read by your VA.
Well, she doesn't acknowledge that she read it or anything like that. So
if you got her email, send her an email. She will recognize that for sure.
I know, Frank, you're working real well with your VA, correct?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. If anything, this past week, it's been my fault. I haven't been in there as often as I should. Yeah.
And where did you say you find their email at?
Their first name at now.site. It was on the top page of this report that I was just on.
Oh, when you got one of them, yeah. Can you still ask for that weekly report?
I've asked for it. They've been telling me that they're not doing it anymore.
Oh, okay. I never got an answer, but I asked for it.
One of the things that mine is not doing is making the attachment like she should on every one she sends out. So that's one thing I'm gonna talk to her about for Monday for sure. And she has access to those attachments, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has access to your entire platform.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions about that process? Again, just to reiterate, you have to work this to make it work. You have to pay attention, and you have to make sure that you're working right along with making that VA a partner, right? Not just just not somebody you're paying for, but helping in their success as well. And, again, just because you set up a criteria and it's producing people, it may not be producing the right people for you. So don't be afraid to go ahead and change some of what you're looking for. I mean, it's just like you dig a hole in the ground, there's gold there, but you don't know exactly where that vein is. And you're just going to have to keep on digging a little bit till you strike that vein and work with it that way. So again, I mean, if you're committed to this and this is what you're going to use to build your business, the tools are there to make it happen. Now, the other thing I'm going to suggest is one of the things I've always approached all my digital marketing with is an omni-channel approach. I just don't use one approach. I'm not using just the lead gen tool. I'm using social media. I'm using ad pins. I'm doing all the different things. I'm doing email campaigns. I buy my own lists. I use my own list to send out stuff. And I'm going a whole different bunch of directions every day. That's where a digital marketing coordinator really pays off, because they can manage all that for you in one time. You can say, this is what I want posted. This is where I want it posted on social media. This is the ad pin I want to run this month. This is the target market we're going after. This is the criteria we want to send. And we want to also farm in that area. So let's set up that I'm going to do up there in Sci-Fair where Mary lives, and then say, okay, I'm going to start mining for teachers in Sci-Fair because that's a client I'm going after. And that's the person I'm going to start trying to harvest. And I'm going to use LinkedIn or whatever. And I'm going to create an attachment or a website that they can go to and see what I have to offer, because you always want to link them. You got to make sure that a sales funnel is a linking process. Once you get them into your funnel, where do you want to take them? What do you want them to know? How do you want to educate them? Why you? Why you instead of somebody else? What is your value to me? Why should I do business with you? And you have to give them as much information as possible. If they see that you've given them a lot of information, that you are, digitally capable, which is my business. That's why I use multiple tools, because if I don't use multiple tools, why would you want to hire me? If I don't understand those multiple tools, why would you want to hire me to do your work for you or teach you how to do it? So, you have to take a multiple approach. Omnichannel or multiple channel marketing through digital marketing to be successful is the only way you can do it. There's no silver bullet. If you just do lead generation, yeah, you're going to get leads and you're going to get, you're going to get lucky. Way back when I was in college, I sold books door to door for 2 summers, and they used to teach us, if you knock on 30 doors, you're going to get at least 5 prospects and you're going to close 1 sale. It's just going to happen. Now, it may not happen that day, but after a couple of days, I may knock on 5 doors and sell 5 sets of books. It's all a numbers game. The success in selling, because selling is really a craft and a skill, is how you fine tune the instruments that you use to make sure that you get qualified prospects, that you really have something that they need. Don't tell them what you do, ask them what they need.
And it's exposure too.
Right. And and that's what social media is great at, because you're going to start seeing me all over the place and you go, so one of the things I started posting, and Mary knows this, and it's got me a lot of good stuff, is every time I get a new client, I post up on social media. I'd like to thank, Frank Murphy for trusting in his agency, trusting in, Patterson Consulting Partners to help with their digital marketing meeting. We'd like to welcome them as a new client. 2 days later, they see another company. A couple days later, they see another company. All of a sudden, they're going, well, what are these guys doing? And all these people are signing on with them for. You get that curiosity factor. And then it's all of a sudden now, they'll look for me. And this is really what started paying off for me, is that we've got Kathy and I belong to a networking club together, Kathy Ross and I. And we got a really super young man, Mike Marquardt, there, who does digital marketing as well. But he takes a whole different angle on it. Well, he refreshed my whole view on my Google business page. So I went in and reworked my Google business page based on his recommendations and did stuff. So now, because I'm posting all this stuff on social media, people are looking at my Google business page and contacting me for the first time through my Google business page, because I hadn't really completed it. I just kind of threw it up there and said, well, we'll see what happens. But now I'm using it as another tool. And doing that, and by way of my social media posting, it's like, that's like a testimonial. That's a referral. And doing different things. So that's what I mean. You have to work this. There's no, just because you have Nowsite, the magic's not going to happen. You got to work it. It's not automatically going to do everything for you. You got to work this. I mean, I know Nowsite presents this as simple and easy to use. Well, once you learn it, it is. But there's that learning curve and then understanding what works for your business and doing those things. So that's what we're here for. You can get on Mary and I's calendars, whatever help you need. We're there to help you guys get set up. One of the things I do want to ask you to do, make sure, because this has happened to me a couple of times in the last couple of weeks where people have made appointments with me and for whatever reason just haven't shown up. And the reason I'm going to emphasize this is because there are a lot of people in line waiting for those openings to meet with Mary and I. And they're having to wait a couple of days, and and some of them I know about. So if somebody doesn't show up after 15 minutes, I'm going to tell you, Mary and I shut it down after 15 minutes, and then we text somebody or tell them, say, look, we got 30 minutes right now. Get on. Let's take care of your business. And do that, because we do have a lot of folks in line. So please, if you do make time with us, please show up. And one of the things I'm starting to do, just as a general now, is an hour to 30 minutes before, you guys will start seeing me sending you reminders. I'm starting to send reminders for our calls, just so, because I know everybody gets busy. I know some, life happens, and so we just want to make sure that we're helping on our end to help you remember as well in doing those things. Mary, any other comments on that?
I do. Kim's got her hand up.
Okay, go ahead.
You're on mute, Kim.
Good morning. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Steve. Well, talking about the things that you were talking about before, I had a question about, do the VAs, will they contact your current people that are already in LinkedIn, or is it only the sales flow people, leads? Do they, in that warming up process?
They're going to post that you like something or you're interested in something on your current people that you're following or LinkedIn with.
Okay, but they're not going to message them.
To the moment, I have not seen them message your current LinkedIn with a hi, I'm personal assistant of. I would not consider it not done yet.
Okay.
I'm just going to say I have not seen it done yet, but if they're going to take every way possible to increase your visibility and your footprint on LinkedIn, they might.
Okay, so what happened this past week was really interesting, or maybe it was the week before. They got a hold of or followed or connected with two people that I thought were in my network, but apparently they had somehow dropped out or whatever. And then both of them called me and said, I didn't know that you had a VA. What's that all about? And so that's because she says in her mail, in the message, this is Kim's VA. My name is da-da. And then she has a message. And so I was like, are they going through my current thing, telling people, those folks or not? I didn't realize that maybe they had dropped off of my current listing, maybe. But that was the most interesting two calls. I was like floored that it was my warm market. I thought they were getting me new ones.
Right. Well, they're going to warm up your current warm market by reaching out to them and sending them a message.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be, is there a problem there? Yeah, no. I can see one. No, I could see there's one. A problem.
Right.
Okay. I could see the trade wreck if it was a dissatisfied customer and now all of a sudden you're reaching back out. I've already seen that train wreck. Okay. Hasn't happened, but I can see that happening.
Yeah.
We just have to reintroduce our people. Hey, I've got a new way to market. Mm-hmm. You came up in the search And I'm so glad you did. Is there something we can catch up on?
Right.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I was so floored by it. Let's catch up. I hadn't talked to you in 2 years or whatever. And it's so nice to do all of that. And what are you doing? And then I was able to talk about Nowsite and do all that. So they are hot leads now, according to my lead thing. So, and then I have a second question. And I can see where that could open a bucket of worms, because in my past, I have a narcissist and they could be really ugly if they got connected with on, like publicly. And I don't want that. Anyway, right now they're blocked though. Hopefully that blockage keeps them from seeing any of that stuff. Okay, so after the lead that they have contacted has clicked on the site and looked at the video, and I'm talking in particular Nowsite. I haven't completely built out my main business funnel. So with that, I'm wondering, after they've seen the video, then what? Like, call them, start emailing, what's the next step after that?
If you get a notification that they saw the video, what I do is I go back into the direct messaging tool in Nowsite.
Okay.
And I message them back through that tool, and I say, "Hi, I just got notified that you saw the video that I sent you. And I say, what are your thoughts? Is this something that would interest you? And if it is, would you like to book an appointment with me? And here's my link to my Calendly account."
Okay.
And and I've done that a couple times, and they've actually made appointments with me. And then I also tell them, because I have an option on my Calendly, as you guys know, for a Nowsite demo or training. And I tell them to use that one because it's 45 minutes.
Okay. All right. So, and that way you can talk to them, and it's an appointment. So therefore they know, and you can keep track of it that way.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it's good. Once they make the appointment, it's going to show up on my calendar.
When they see the video from the Nowsite, is that the demo?
It takes them to the landing page. So there's a landing page that has the stuff about the video, and talks about what Justin talks about, and unlimited leads and stuff like that. That's what they see.
Okay, so that's not the demo that we have, that we show off of our site.
No.
Okay, so it's completely different.
Completely
so
different.
we can what okay, so in that message that you just talked about to do the Calendly, would we also put that link to the demo in there, so they have something else to look
Yes,
at?
and you can do that by adding a custom link in there. You just put your link for your Calendly in there, and you can add that link to your Nowsite message on Salesforce.
Do you want to do it in 2 steps, or do you want to do it all in one? Sometimes when you give everything away in your very first message, they think they've already made their decision up. Okay.
Okay.
Or do you want to, what Steve just said, put your Calendly link in the follow-up message on LinkedIn? Once they've seen the video, then you want to send them your Calendly link. There's 2 different ways of thinking about that. So there's probably a third, but anyway, there's 2 different ways you can go. You can give them all the information. They can go to the demo room 24/7. Then they can come back if they remember to come back and book on your calendar. Or they get a separate message saying, "Hey, you just watched that video. I hope you found some great tips in it. Love to meet with you. Here's my Calendly link."
And let me answer any questions you may have, because the reason they're responding to you is because they have a need.
Right.
And what you're doing is, you're providing them an option to meet with you for a limited time, one-on-one, to answer any of their questions, so they can make a decision at that point on what they want to do.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I like that idea better than just giving them, like flooding them with information like the demo and anything else. Okay, I like it. Okay.
Well, one
Got
thing before I forget, Mary, I got a message this morning from my good friends at YouTube once again.
Oh, boy.
That they've decided that the 52-minute demo of Nowsite we did falls under cyberbullying again. So I'm going to launch an appeal on that one again as well. And hopefully I'll get a chuckle of the guy and he'll reinstate that one too. But there's something about the algorithm that YouTube doesn't like about my voice. I don't know what it is. So.
Oh, boy, I get to record more.
Yes, we have to record the whole dang thing again. And I'm going to let you do it this time because it doesn't like my voice. So.
All right,
So
guys,
that
y'all are
memo,
stuck
if you
with
see that
me
memo
on the
is not
voice.
available anymore on there, we're gonna have to take it down and redo it again. So if you see it, oh, that one's not done yet, because that one was done specifically. And what triggered my mind is a link that you can send somebody that demonstrates the whole site over about a 50-minute session. Shows exactly how everything works.
Guess what, team? We'll be recording tomorrow.
Yes. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I want that one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
'Cause I feel so herky jerky about it.
There's a whole new library of videos in the team resources. We've had 2 of them get flagged, and both have my voice on them. So that's the indication. So we're going to have to re-record 2 of them tomorrow.
So here on the videos page, okay, is where you can go and find all the videos. Now, yes, we'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, but everything will also be back in here. If you haven't been here lately, please come back and see this. If you've got a brand new person, come back through and see this again, show it to them. We did spend several weekends trying to put all this together in bite size so that each one of these videos is not that long to sit and watch. I don't have the time on here until I click it. But you can come in here and find all the videos as we break them down. Some we got from, nope, that's ours. Just didn't have the front cover on it. But these 2 videos they've taken down.
Yeah.
Okay. So down here is the bottom where you'll find the team calls. We're going to start archiving some of these because we date back to May. Okay, but they're all here. They'll also be on the YouTube channel as well.
And
So,
I'm sorry if you guys think that I am a cyber bully when I do these things.
Yeah, you sound like him, Steve, sometimes.
It's just something about that algorithm they use, man. It just doesn't like my voice, Frank.
Kim, are you on your phone or do you see the chat?
I'm on the computer. I just haven't opened the chat.
Okay, you got a message from Miss Lisa.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, I just want to make sure everybody gets the chat. If there's something in there for you and I see it, I'll definitely let you know. If you send private messages, I won't see them. They do print out at the end of the review. So if somebody hits the 3 dots and saves the meeting, it will print out from there. But outside of that, that's my housekeeping for that. If there is a topic that y'all would like us to drill down on and isolate on, please send us an email. We probably have 3 hours worth of recording to do tomorrow, but that doesn't mean we can't slide something in if y'all need something or it's not as defined as what we've already laid out. We take tips and tricks from y'all too. Okay, so this isn't just a one-way street. We need y'all's feedback. If there's something that can be said easier or a different way that we've said it before that we didn't say it on the recording, please let us know. Okay, not everything registers to every single person at the same time. We know that. That's the 2 of us are balancing that. So if there's something else that you can see that we need to highlight in a video, let us know. Don't wait for us to try and discover what we didn't find already. Nowsite does that enough for us. Team, talk to us.
And by the way, if you were having some issues with your platform the last 2 days, they were in there working on it. Because I was in the middle of a couple of demos and it was just like hanging up on me. Sales Pro just wouldn't work. I don't know what they were doing in there, but just wasn't working at all. So. Okay, Mary, we got 5 minutes left. Anything else you'd like to share this morning?
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Just understand that the sales, if you're looking to bring somebody on to Sales Flow, do it today at the absolute latest, first thing in the morning. They will be sold out for this month. It will open again October 1st, which is a Saturday. So I look forward to open on Monday, the 3rd, just to be on the safe side. But they're going to do this again next month. They're going to sell out and close the order form.
So is that Sales Flow or Sales Pro?
Both.
Both.
Oh,
Sales Pro, Sales Flow, and Marketing. You will not be able to enroll anybody in any plan once they take the order form off. They're going to take it completely down and write sold out on it.
wow. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, they're gonna limit the amount because of the training and the onboarding process for the sales pros and everything else. They can't handle the influx, so they're throttling it. They're managing it right now,
Okay.
which is good. I mean, that's the right way to approach your business.
Mhm.
It's not going to make you more money, but it's taking customer service the way it's supposed to be done.
Right.
And the improvements we're seeing every day on what they're doing, and it's just a matter of the process. I mean, I told Mary when they launched this whole thing that, right, Mary? I told them they hadn't thought this through.
I hadn't.
They hadn't.
And
They hadn't
now we know
dropped
they hadn't.
Yeah, they hadn't dropped the stone in the water to see where the ripples went. So that's what happened. So on that. Okay, with that, then we're going to go ahead and stop recording. Again, this is the September 23rd, 2022 weekly meeting of the AIT
We're a team because we care how you market your business.
Yep, and we're here to help you. So again, reach out to us, either Mary or myself, and we're here to help you on a weekly basis, whether it's onboarding, demoing, helping you with an issue, a problem. Please, we've got time for you. And again, I don't mean to be mean or spiteful about this, but please respect our time. If you make an appointment with us, please try and keep it. If you're not going to make it, please let us know as far in advance so we can book somebody else in and bring somebody in for that time. And we're going to try and help you out by sending you reminders as well about an hour before your meeting to make sure that you're on board with it starting next week. Okay, with that, I'm going to say goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys are welcome.